Alright, so LYPSWITCH's David Love's bass line for Kiss in the Dark. He wrote this song, words and all, killer bass line too. So it's a I just had to make sure the bottom's in the screen. Alright, so I have it unplugged so you can really hear what I'm doing. With no excuses. Okay, so, because I find that that's just somehow clearer. You'd think it wouldn't be, but it is if you turn your phone up. Just somehow clearer to teach. Lower level. So, on the G string, it's the 3rd fret. I mean, sorry, on the E string, it's the 3rd fret. A G note. So, and when you bass slap, think of it like a racquetball or like whipping a towel. So what you don't want to do if you've never done this before, which I teach this a lot, and everyone's like, this gives people a lot of trouble. So they want to go like this, and then no note comes out. But if you leave your thumb there, it won't ring. So you gotta, as you're hitting it, you gotta pull away at that exact moment of the strike, like a ball hitting the wall, like a racquetball. And it's a twist of the wrist like that. And then he goes to the octave, which is the 3rd fret D string. So there's 2 there, and another strike there on the 5th fret D string, and then 0 fret D string. So, okay, and then and then he goes to the 2nd fret of the D string here. And if you don't know the names of the strings, it's E, the low one's E, A, D, and G. Okay, so, right, that's the first 4 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then, so I do a slide from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret. So it's 1 strike, but I slide up during that strike, so I don't go bom bom. I just go bottom, so it's real fast. And then I put my hands down on the bass like this, and I try to make it to where my finger is just on that side of the G string, so that way when I want to pull up, all I gotta do is put my finger in a little bit to grab the string, so it lands like this, and then I kind of hook around. And then I pull up. So that makes a percussive sound. Boom. So it'd be like 1 and 2 and 3 and just slapping the strings with your thumb, really. And actually my knuckles do hit the pick guards, so that actually hurts. But so and now, so you strike it, and then the next note would be with your pinky, 5th fret G string, and then strike it again, and then 3rd fret G string. So, slide, strike, pull that right there, and that's the first half. And the same thing for the second one, almost, so it's all the same. And instead of, you'd go to the 3rd fret instead of the 5th fret of the G string for 2 of those. Instead of 5, to go there. And that's the whole thing. Now, oh yeah, that part, ba-ba-bum, ba-bum. Then he does that with his thumb live, because it's too fast to put, because I have a pick in my hand. I just do. And because the next part actually has pick. Now I'm not going to get into that, but I'll just do the bass slap part. But I feel uncomfortable without the pick in my hand when I do the bass slap. So I actually put a pick in my hand even though I'm not going to use it. Kind of funny. So anyways, oh yeah, the last 2 notes. Boom, boom. So what that is just, you're just whipping your wrist, like I said, the wrist movement. And then I do another quick, like, really your arm comes down for the first strike, and then there's like a second twist, or bump, like a little, 1, 2, 1, 2. So instead of like 2 strikes, it's really 1, 2, 1, 2. Like 1 strike, and then the second one's as you're leaving. Boom, 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 strike, blah, strike, boom. That's how you do it quick, you know. Otherwise, it feels like pop, 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 and it just feels too strainy on the wrist. Strainy, it makes your hands tired. So, and do it real light too. You know, I'm playing real loose, real light instead of like. I always see that. But my friend Matt, who's a really great bass player, I played with him in a band. He's a jazz guy. Didn't play rock at all, and when he'd bass slap, it sounded really good. And I noticed that what made it sound, the notes sounded thicker was he was playing much softer than a rock guy. He'd be like, and just very soft, like, you know, like real, but it had more rounder tone. So the more you do that, the more it has that strike to it. It has like that flea vibe to it, you know, that sort of thing. And so as you know, as I'm doing it the whole time, try to remain relaxed. Especially right there. Because you strike, slide, slam down. And everything is like just the rotation of the, let your wrist rotate, you know, don't have it like stiff, you know, like this sort of thing. It's a rotation of the wrist, elbow, shoulders moving ever so slightly, you know, typical, you know, it's typical for instrument playing. So, and there you go. That's how you play Kiss in the Dark, the bass slap part, anyway, the intro, okay?